So William has been going viral apparently because of this photograph of him taking a private jet to the COP30 in Brazil. And, apparently they had to chop down 100,000 trees in the Amazon and etc., etc. And here's William on his private jet going to lecture people about their carbon footprint and fossil fuels and the environment and the trees and the climate. And people are just like, dude, are you are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Because it looks to us like you are the one living in a glass house and you're casting stones at us, right? And you're oblivious, William, and who do you think you're talking to, kind of thing. So apparently it's been going viral, that he is a climate hypocrite and he just totally lacks credibility to lecture anybody on their carbon footprints, right? So, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's justified that he's being lambasted? It seems to me, to be honest with you, that the Brazil trip, by and large, wasn't a blowout success because, first you had these pictures of William playing volleyball that I personally thought were not his best. I mean, they were ill advised at best. I mean, it was just like, this does not inspire confidence in somebody who's supposed to be the next head of state. This is someone who, he just came off as very sort of soft and weak and almost effeminate in some of these pictures as he was playing volleyball. And you just don't want to see your head of state like that, or even your next king, your next prince of, your actual Prince of Wales. I mean, it was just, to me, very, very, not very masculine. He didn't look very masculine. I mean, does a prince and a king and a head of state need to be masculine? I mean, you can have a female head of state. That's true. But I mean, if you are in a male body, for heaven's sakes, be male I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that's just sort of how I feel about it. And so seeing William in those volleyball shots, I was like, oh my God, really bad. But then there's also all this blowback about the carbon footprints and, this hypocritical lecture, given that he's on this private jet going to lecture people about it. I mean, the question, I guess, becomes how do people want him to travel there? I mean, he does travel sometimes by commercial. I've heard stories of him and Kate flying commercial, but it does seem like he flies mostly private. And it is clear that he is of the opinion that because he is the Prince of Wales, because he's the next king, because he's the next head of state of the UK, like any other head of state, whether it is American, whether it's Russian, whether it's Iranian, whether it's Mexican, they none of them travel, to be fair, commercial to my knowledge, right? They all travel private. And so the expectation that William, albeit not yet someone who is the head of state, but he is in place to be the next head of state of the UK, should fly commercial, I understand why he would think on a certain level that he's accepted from the general rule that the rest of us little peons have to follow. You know what I mean? In the sense that we're not kings and queens. We're not titled gentry. We're little, we're common people, and common people take common air transportation options, and the king and the king to be and the Prince of Wales, etc., are accepted, and that they still have the right to tell the little people and the common people what to do and what not to do. I mean, that's been traditionally how it's been, has it not? So, I mean, if he mistakenly thought that he was exempt as it has been in the past for someone in his position, we have to extend him some grace and forgive him for that. I guess where he's now getting into trouble is, is the contemporary times in which we live, and social media, and everybody having an opinion, and everybody being able to express that opinion. I don't think people didn't have opinions before. It's just that it wasn't so easy to express it to the masses and then create virality where your superiors, and I do put that in triple quotes, um, are lording over you and telling you how to live while they do exactly what they tell you not to do. It's kind of like do as we say, not as we do, because we are your superiors, right? And you are our common people subjects, right? So he's been getting himself into a lot of trouble with that. Apparently, it's been going viral. And I just, as I said, feel like the whole trip to Brazil was not, I mean, what came out of it? Who won the Earthshot Prize? Where's all, I saw a shot actually. I did see a shot where they were talking about the Earthshot Prize, and it was nice. It was a nice shot, but I only saw it once, So it is not, it has not been very well advertised for one thing. So people, it's they, his team needed to create their own virality about this event, which they failed. I don't know who he employs to help him to promote the Earthshot Prize and his other activities, but they're really not very good at it. They're not very effective at it, in my opinion, right? So you hear nothing at all about the Earthshot Prize. You only get the bad news.